Hello everyone, I'm Dejah, a member of the Girls Inc. Ambassador Program. Thank you for joining us for our panel discussion with our strong, smart, and bold honorees. Hello ladies, thank you all for joining us. I'll go ahead and begin with our first question. You are all extremely successful women in male-dominated fields. How did you navigate your career path? Did you have a mentor that helped you in your professional journey? Ms. Detwiler, would you like to start?
Well, Dejah, thank you so much, and thank you for hosting us today. I'd like to thank Dina Heron and the whole team at Girls Inc. for organizing this fantastic event. And I'd also like to congratulate Sheila and Dalila. Your question regarding mentoring is critically important. I've also had the pleasure of mentoring male and female colleagues and friends in a predominantly male environment. The importance of female mentorship can't be underestimated. It's so important for women to support one another and to actively look for opportunities to mentor other women at all levels. Really, regardless of the stage you are in your career, mentors can come from many different sources. In my case, some of my best mentors are family members, close friends, work colleagues, managers, former work colleagues, of course, members of the forum. It's important to remember to be open to mentoring and to be open to learning about yourself through the mentoring process.
I'll jump in with a couple of things. In answer to the question about whether I had a mentor, I have to say, unfortunately, no. Not in the normal sense of the word, with actually having a relationship with someone one-on-one, but you can have mentoring not only from being paired with someone, but just being observant with those around you. And some of that mentoring can be positive mentoring, but sometimes you can learn from people's mistakes too. So from that perspective, I think that's one way to help kind of navigate through it. And the other thing I might just throw out is getting through, no matter what industry you're in, and whether it's male-dominated, field-dominated, whatever, know your business, know what you're doing. And I mean, that's entry. That's the price of entry. Doing that, then everything else is gravy on top of that. And as Lisa just said, I do want to also express my gratitude to you, Dejah, for doing this, to Girls Inc. in general, and my congratulations to the other honorees. This is absolutely delightful.
You can't help but reinforce enough times that knowing your business is definitely the price to entry. And securing and finding a mentor is about having a safe space, somebody who can guide you. It's about finding someone who can complement your skill sets, people you admire, and people that may be different from you as well. Sometimes you can find the most structured feedback, and sometimes the most tough feedback to hear is from people who don't share your perspective, but it's important that you be open to that. Also, just don't forget the ability that everybody is in a position to mentor. So don't forget your own abilities in that process. Mentors learn just as much as proteges and mentees, and even as a Girls Inc. ambassador, there's so many young women who are looking up to you. So take as much time to mentor as you're also taking time to find mentors, but be cognizant of finding someone that you may not always agree with. And those can be some of the great mentoring relationships.
Those are all great responses. Okay, so moving on to our second question. You and the organizations you work with have all been financial supporters and career exploration partners of Girls Inc. Can you talk a little bit about the relationship and why you think it's important to support Girls Inc.? Ms. Gallucci-Davis, would you like to respond?
Thanks, Dejah. Okay, so first, a little bit about Subaru's relationship with Girls Inc. Subaru started supporting Girls Inc. I'm thinking it's over 5 years. And our wonderful experience over the past actually led to our most recent partnership, which I'm particularly excited about, which was bringing the terrific programming that Girls Inc. is known for to our new headquarters home of Camden, New Jersey. Then, after our first year pilot program in Camden, we loved it so much and wanted to make sure that we were going to continue to expand that impact that we were going to have. Last year, Subaru made a 3-year funding commitment to expand Girls Inc. programs in Camden. And what they're doing there, it's a whole host of things. The mentoring programs that they're so well known for, these other signature programs, and it has been just a fantastic impact in our new headquarters home. But in addition to the funding, this is actually the most fun part of it, is how rewarding it has been to be able to volunteer with the girls. Great volunteer opportunities have really been all in with our women's networking group. So they've spent untold hours with readathons and discussing career opportunities and showing them around our service shops and our color design areas. So it's really been great. And the best part of it is our employees have had a fantastic time doing it. Your second part was, so why are Girls Inc. programs important? There's just so many of them, but a few of them that are just so obvious are that they expose the girls to different types of careers that they may not have considered or honestly even known about. I mean, I know when I was growing up, I used to think, okay, you could either be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, a teacher. I mean, there were maybe 5 different things. And in this day, there's so many different things that are out there. So it exposes the girls to that. It introduces the girls to actual career opportunities at companies like Subaru. Girls Inc. help the girls gain life experiences outside of school and the classroom setting, where things are, you know, they're kind of set in stone ahead of time sometimes, and just give different opportunities for the girls to grow. Just as we were talking about, it really creates an opportunity for the girls to have mentoring relationships. And even beyond that, not only the mentoring relationships, but actually help develop lifelong networks that truly can be lifelong and can serve you way beyond entry into a career, but through the career. I guess the best way to say it in the end, I actually truly believe that Girls Inc. inspires the girls, and actually not only inspires, actually it's more than that, inspires and creates and develops really what will be the next generation of female leaders. Honestly, just look at you. Dejah, I think you're just remarkable, and I think it's fantastic the impact that I know you and the rest of the group is going to have going forward.
Had a relationship with Girls Inc. for quite some time that started out with, a national president from a couple of terms ago. And I think what always stood out to me about Girls Inc. is just the focus, right? It starts with telling young women that you matter, their leadership positions in every single part of the organization. And that's really the going in assumption. Everybody starts from that point. My first Girls Inc. event that I went to was a luncheon. And I think what is markedly different about the experience is, one, the young women won the event from start to finish. And many of us go to various events, galas, you name it, and you don't really see that. In addition to all the love in the room, all the red in the room, all the strong women, the young women of Girls Inc. are getting things done, and that's clear from day one. And then after that event, a good friend of mine invited me to that event. Then I wanted to learn more. Okay, so how does this happen? Where are these girls coming from? And, what types of resources and how can I help? And so I think that stood out for me. And there's very few organizations, I think, who do that well, especially working with girls in cities where these resources aren't readily available. At Comcast, we put a lot of our support into the Eureka program. Just that STEM piece, I think, is so important. All of us have seen the data about there should be and there can absolutely be more women in STEM careers, but some of it has to do with the lack of confidence that some girls might feel at certain points of their career. So having those leadership experiences early makes all the difference. I think all of us remember as working women what it was like, as you're finding your voice and continue to find your voice. And I think the earlier we get those experiences, the more it matters for everyone, not just for our own careers. And that really stood out for me from my first personal experience at Girls Inc. and just excited that, through Comcast, we're able to do even more, not just here in Philly, but throughout the country. So excited that Girls Inc. exists and creates an opportunity like this for all of us to get together.
As you know, Dejah, the Forum of Executive Women has partnered with Girls Inc. for the last 2 years in the Forum Ally program. And we have had so much fun. I mean, I would echo everything that Sheila and Dalila said about the fantastic program that Dina and the team put together, and the support and the variety of resources that Girls Inc. provides. The forum members who have participated in the ambassadors program had a fantastic experience working with the girls in the ambassador program, and it has been incredibly gratifying. And from a personal standpoint, I got to meet you.
Thank you for your responses. Ms. Wilson-Scott, if you could go back and give yourself teenage advice, what would it be?
one thing I'll do now that really stood out to me is, Dejah, in your introduction, one of the things you say is, you know, through your experience with Girls Inc., that you choose not to limit yourself. So number one, I would say when I was a young, you know, sort of teenage girl, I didn't even know when I was limiting myself, but now I can look back to say, okay, I said no, I didn't stand up for that opportunity because I was afraid to be wrong or afraid to lose or afraid I wouldn't be as great as I hoped to be. And I just wish I had said yes to some of those experiences more often. Or when I was in a room and I disagreed with what was being said, that I had more confidence to sort of express that. You know, that has, I've overcome almost all of that. So but, it took a long time and it took a lot of learning and tough experiences to get through that. But number one, hands down, is just making that choice. And even saying that, you know, like, I choose not to limit myself. I thought it was so powerful when you said it. And I just think that really stood out to me as something like I would definitely tell my teenage self, like, make those mistakes, take those risks, and you'll learn and you'll be better for it. Couldn't
agree more with what Dalila just said, like right down to the actual word choice. Could not agree more. And one of the things, I'll add just two things because I think she hit the nail on the head, and that is be curious about opportunities. Don't just take things at face value. So, and that actually get knowledge, because obtaining knowledge helps you not limit yourself. The more you know, the better informed you are, the better able you are to actually see that there's opportunities out there and then take advantage of them. And then I guess the other thing is, this might sound a little strange, it's cool to be a hard worker, and it's cool to be smart, and it's cool to be self-confident. And it's those are all good things. Be proud of those, be humble with them, but cherish them. Those are all things that are going to serve you so well going forward.
I agree with everything that Dalila and Sheila said. I think the other element I would focus on is finding your passion and sticking with it. And I think that is important as folks move through their careers, really loving what you do.
Thank you. Okay, so for our final question, and this is for all of you. We are living in strange and stressful times. Mental health is a topic we've been focusing on. How do you decompress after a long day? And what advice would you give to the girls watching now?
Don't take this the wrong way. People sometimes think that I'm a little crazy, but I find I look for every possible way to laugh. I mean, whether it's watching a funny movie or doing something goofy with my kids. I have two college kids that are working from home now, obviously. One goes to NYU and it's shut down. One goes to Drexel, it's shut down. The other day we were playing miniature golf in the house because it was raining out, but we needed to do something crazy. And it made us all laugh. So laugh, read, stay connected with the people that you care about, and get some rest because it's busy out there. Take the opportunity to chill a little bit.
We're definitely in strange times. And you know, how many times have all of us used and heard the word unprecedented, right? And like right. The 7 weeks. But I think when any of us is facing any challenge, one, you really have to listen to your body, sort of. There are times when you need to take breaks because this flow is a little bit different than what we're used to. I have 3 children. They're all sort of online schooling. We all sort of find that balance and switch real time. I think it's important to have empathy for others because there's some people who will thrive in this environment and there's some people that won't. And as much as I'm always focused on getting it done and getting it done well, I know I need to have that empathy for my team and others and even for myself to make sure that everybody is as whole as possible and getting through this. But it's a day by day thing. You know, there are days I'm feeling more excited about it and ready to go. And there's where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it's been 2 months already. So I think one, just acknowledge that it's okay. You know, that there's going to be emotional upswings, be respectful and mindful of others. Try to check in on people that you don't normally check in with, because this is different for everybody. But I mean, I can just say, and I'm sure I can speak for Lisa and Sheila, we're honored to be part of this event. You know, this is going to be a highlight of not just this week, this time that we were able to spend this time together, that there was another opportunity, even though we can't all be at a gala. I just think for us to have this moment with you, we can treasure that. We know that there are lots of girls in the Girls Inc. network that will hopefully benefit, and that, you know, that gives us joy and helps with our mental health also. So just thank you again for this opportunity, and or, you know, whatever you had to do to prep for this moment as well.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. A lot of sleep, a lot of laughing. I'm about to go play mini golf too in the house.
If I could play.
Thank you to all our panelists for participating in this inspirational discussion. And to our guests, please be sure to visit the rest of our Breakfast Microsite to learn more about Girls Inc. Thank you.